Hello everyone, this is John Gilling once again with my co-host, the great Gruesome Herzog, and tonight we have the wonderful Danika Galindo. Hi Danika, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you very much for having me. I'm doing well.
How are you doing, Gruesome? Danika, can I ask how you got your start in acting? It's always, everyone's got a different story and it's always interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from a very, very early age, I knew that I wanted to get into acting, but I never knew how. And because of Facebook, I think that's what really started it. I had a friend who knew a friend that was in acting, and he knew I was into it, so he knew his friend's manager or agent, and she contacted a photographer, and I ended up getting headshots taken by him. And he referred me to an agent who then actually signed me. And I ended up signing up with some online casting agency, and I went out on a bunch of auditions, and that's when I met Jared Masters, who cast me in one of his films, and that was probably one of the first roles I've had. It was about 2.5 pages of dialogue, or 2 pages rather, and it was for a film called 8 Reels. Since then, I mean, the rest is history. He contacted me a few months after that and wanted me to play the lead in his horror film, his first horror, which was Slink. Mm-hmm. And that's how it started. And we've kept in contact, and just building up my resume, going out and more auditions and getting more work, and I've been very fortunate.
Yes, you have.
That's how it goes. So can we talk about that film, 8 Reels of Sewage, your experience of working on that?
Right. Well, 8 Reels I was only there on set for 1 day, and I had a small little co-starring part with Julia Faye West. And his film is more of, like a gritty type of, I don't know how you say it. It's, it was quite the experience working with Jared and his crew for the first time. And, I thought that for, an up-and-coming filmmaker, he's very professional. He knew what he was doing, and I was really impressed. And that's why I chose to work on his film Slink. So.
Yeah, you've done some TV work. How did you find that?
The TV work, well, it was through, let's see, which here TV work are we referring to? I've submitted for, different parts on an online casting site. And, for example, I did, let's see, Wipeout, reality TV game show. I found that online, actually. I submitted for it. I auditioned twice, actually. The first time, I didn't get it. The second time, I got it. And that was the scariest experience of my life, Wipeout. It was very painful.
It looks it.
Yeah, on TV it looks like a big playground, but that's definitely not the case once you're running the course. I mean, it was very scary, painful, and it scarred me for life, physically and emotionally. And I've done a lot of work too, non-pay work, and I have no problem doing that because, that's the way you start out.
That's exactly my mentality.
Right? And it's all about networking, making connections, being very reliable, and, people will call you up for work months later because, you worked on their short film for, several days without paid, and, you're on time. And, everything just, it has a snowball effect. It really does.
It does.
So, if you're very passionate about it, as I am, you'll take what work comes your way, whether you get paid or not. And That's my belief, and because of that, I've been very lucky to get the work that I have gotten.
Now, let me ask you a question. You brought it up with non-paying. Now, you're in California, obviously, correct?
Yes.
How far have you traveled for no pay? Just curiosity.
Okay. Well, I live in Simi Valley with my mom, and sometimes when I get work out in Los Angeles, I'll stay with my nana in Studio City. So the farthest I've gone for non-paid work would, a half hour, an hour outside of LA, which is from Simi Valley, an hour and a half to 2 hours away for non-paid work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, I asked you that question because I did the exact same thing. I drove an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours for a non-paying gig, that I just love the script so much that I did it. So we have a lot in common.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Right, we're going to get onto some film work now. It's got to be Slink. Both
Slink.
Gruesome and I have watched it, and before we tell you what we thought about it, what was it like working on that?
Slink. Well, that was the first film that I've ever had a lead role in, and I was so nervous in the beginning. Fun fact: I actually turned down the part when Jared offered it to me because I was so nervous of afraid of disappointing him and everyone that was going to be involved with the film. And then I had to slap myself in the face and say, "What are you doing?" And I called him up a few hours after. I'm like, "No, you know what? I'm all in. I'm all yours. I'll do it." And it was the best experience of my life. It definitely gave me that platform I needed, as an actress. It was, a lot of hours, a lot of, time reading over the script, I'm very glad that I, took the opportunity and did it.
Well, that's awesome, because I can tell you, now I have a story that can relate to exactly what you said. Now, this wasn't no starting role in a movie, but I had experience on Monday night to where I seen a ad for an actor wanted, okay, and so I replied to it because it was near my area where I was, like a 15-minute, 20-minute drive. Originally, that was what was posted. So I said, I'm interested, and about 11 o'clock at night, I get an email back saying, "You're in. He wants you," because I had to send a headshot and all that happy stuff.
Okay.
And he gives me a script at 11 o'clock at night, and the email said, "I'll see you tomorrow at 4. So I make the 45-minute drive, because it was actually not in Lancaster. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go for it. That was a great learning experience. So that's my experience.
Definitely.
So,
I agree. Yeah.
And
what would have killed me the most if I wouldn't have done it is that question, what if?
Right.
And I don't want to live however long wondering what if I would have done it, where would I be now, and what would have happened.
Right.
So I just did it and knocked it out, and it was a ball.
And you were good in it. Let me tell you that.
Oh, thank you very much.
No problem.
Well, excellent with it. I sent Donna a message saying that, I keep saying this, but I think it's definitely in my top 6 films of the year so far. And the ending's just, we can't talk about the ending, can we, Gruesome? We can't talk about it. No. Well, the ending just totally sold me. It blew me away, reminiscent of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I love. And I didn't know when, at some stage, we were going to be talking to Gerard Masters, hopefully, and I was going to say to him that your performance really did sell the film. So.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
My take on this film, now like I said, I've been reviewing films for a little over 3.5 years, and I've reviewed absolutely zero budget films. I've reviewed minimal budget, and I've reviewed a little bit higher budget, because I'm mostly in the independent market. And one thing that I find that I love about films, just like Slink, is there wasn't much money, okay? But the actors that you see in this film have the passion to want to act, and they'll do anything that they can to pull this off. And I'm telling you, every cast member in this film, all of them, they have the love for the acting, and I think that's what drives me now more than anything, is to watch you, Art Roberts, Donna, saying, look, if they can do it, I can do it, because I have just as much passion as they do. And I love the film because most films of this style, if you have the money, you tend to go a little bit too far on the skin peeling off stuff or the kills. This movie was done because of a minimum budget, and it was pulled off nicely. You know, it makes you think, okay, I know what happened. I don't need to see it, because, you know, and that's what I like about this film. It got to the point, and it's just remarkably beautiful film that was shot with a minimal budget.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, it goes to show that, you know, you don't need, you know, pocket full of money to pull off, you know, a decent film.
Exactly.
You know, you have great talent that can, you know, make the characters believable, and you're good to go. It's all about, you know, the up and coming generation of actors and filmmakers that are very passionate about what they do, and that's what I think makes a good film.
I agree 125,000%. So,
as far as you know, I take it it's been well received everywhere so far.
Slink, yeah, definitely. I've had you know, a lot of Facebook messages from fans, mostly guys.
No kidding. Really?
Right, across the globe, telling me that they watched it, and, you know, they thought that, you know, I did a wonderful job. All the actors were great, and that they truly enjoyed the film. You know, that really is the cherry on top. It's amazing to have that kind of response, you know, from people from, you know, India or, you know, wherever they are from, and it's just a wonderful feeling to know that, you know, you fulfilled your job.
Can we move on to Starry Eyes? Can you tell us anything about that one?
Starry Eyes, yeah, that was another independent sort of horror type of film. I was on set for one day. They needed, you know, a few girls to be audition girls for this one scene. So my part was that I was, you know, auditioning, and the lead actress was, you know, sitting, you know, at the waiting room about to audition, and it was a very small part. It was more about, you know, expression of the face, you know, my face, and I didn't have, you know, any lines. It was, you know, another sort of thriller-ish type of film. I mean, I didn't really, you know too much about it because I was only there for one day.
Right.
So, and yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it when it does come out.
Right, that one's not out yet.
I don't believe so.
Right. So what can you tell us about Teachers' Day?
I want to see this.
Hey, Teachers' Day. So that is another one of Jared Master's works of art. It has, you know, a little more of a horror element than Slink does. You know, it's about a really good-looking young high school history teacher who gets fired from his job because he was accused of having sort of an online type of fling with one of his students. And so, you know, he doesn't take it very well. You know, a lot of people wouldn't take that very well, getting fired for, you know, such accusations, even though they might be true. And so he goes on a very angry type of revenge rampage and stalks this group of high school girls at a slumber party. And, you know, I won't say too much, but I'll just say that things end very bloody. And there's
Sounds like our sort of film anyway. It's not horror, but another one for next year, Helicopter Mum.
Helicopter Mom. That is, that starred Mia Vardalos. Yes, that's right. Okay, yeah, we shot that in LA, in a restaurant. I was on it about two days and was a teenage friend to one of the, starring actors who happens to be, I don't know if he is still, but he was, a Disney star on, Jason Dolly. He was, a Disney star, Good Luck Charlie.
Okay.
And, yeah, so Helicopter Mom, it's pretty, self-explanatory. Nia Vardalos plays the helicopter mom who is, always hovering over her children and smothering her, but with good intentions, of course, wanting the best for them. And that was a great film. Got to work with her, meet her. She's a wonderful, absolutely, amazing talent and such a very nice person. And Mark Jr. too as well. He's from Sons of Anarchy, one of the actors from that show, and he too is, a great guy. And it was a great, few days. So I loved it.
Another one for next year, and this has got quite a big cast as well. Neighbours.
Oh yeah, Neighbours. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we shot that this year. Right now, Neighbours is in post-production. I was one of the featured sorority girls. I believe I worked on it for 3 days or so. I got to work personally with Seth Rogen one of the days, who he himself was actually directing the film that day with one of the scenes that I did with another girl. It was a very close and intimate scene. And he was recording, filming it with GoPros, believe it or not, which was that scene. And Neighbours is, I think it's going to do really well. It has a great cast with Seth Rogen, of course. He's a comedic genius. And, yeah.
It's all me. It's us stupid British.
Stupid British.
You crazy Brit.
Welcome to prime time, bitch! No, anyways.
You beat me to it, Gruesome.
Unrated show?
Yes, it is.
Damn Yankees.
Damn it, John, you son of a biatch.
And I know that Slink is going to get you out there, but Neighbours is going to get you hopefully somewhere internationally. Do you not agree with that? By just being in that film with that cast?
Do. Lisa Kudrow and all them. Hell yeah. Danica, you go, girl. You go.
That's it.
Yeah, I have high hopes for everything. I'm not gonna, hold too high of expectations. I'm just taking, everything stride by stride, and we'll see what happens.
Right on. Is there anything else that you have going on that's not available? I mean, that's not on here that you are allowed to mention?
Other than, what's posted on my IMDb page, I'm currently in the middle of getting a YouTube series up and going, a little hosting show.
Oh yeah?
For my, spare time, my free time. 'Cause that does lead to certain, things, fan bases and whatnot. So that's for fun. I've started actually, writing a lot on my, laptop, some ideas and stuff for short films and whatnot. But other than that, I don't have anything going on as that I'm working on film-wise. I've been doing a, crazy amount of auditions lately, so hopefully something's happen.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem. So, anyways, it's great to have you on. I mean, we talked about a bunch of great films. I'm dying to see Teacher's Day. I want to see that. I want to see Neighbours.
That's going to be good.
Helicopter
Neighbours
Mom.
is going to be hilarious. Yeah.
So,
looking forward to those too.
Well, once again, an awesome performance in Slink. You decided that you weren't going to take it and I'm glad you did, because not only that you glad you did, it also showed your acting capability, and I think that's the movie that's going to escalate you into more projects, because, I mean, just think, if you wouldn't have done that, you'd be kicking yourself in the ass for the next 10 years.
That's so nice of you. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
No problem. And that creepy-ass salon owner, God, he was brilliant.
Wasn't he? He is. Wow, he is just amazing.
And Donna Lee. She's like,
of course, yeah.
I'm tired of your fairs and having to finances, shit, whatever it was. She was good, too. It's an all-around good film, so I can't wait to see Jared's other film.
Yeah.
So.
There's a little comedy to it, too, a little dark humor.
Mm-hmm.
So.
My theory to filmmakers, including myself, because I'm making my film next year, is when you don't have a budget, it's very wise to make it a comedy too, because if you try to go serious with no budget, it's going to look stupid. So you better make it funny to off-balance the money.
Absolutely.
So.
Agreed, my friend. Agreed.
Danika, it's great having you on here. You are a wonderful young lady.
Can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
I always ask this. Do you have a favourite horror film?
Do I have a favorite? My favorite horror film would have to be The Nightmare on Elm Street. And that is my favorite horror film because it was the only film that had really scared me to death. I literally, when I watched it, was several years ago actually. I was watching it, and usually I can't watch horror films without, blankets and pillows because I get scared, like, really easily. But watching that film, I gave myself a bloody nose. Trying to go under the covers, I kneed myself in the nose really hard, and
damn.
That was the most...
Wow.
That is a very scary film. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, too, of course. Freddy Krueger, I don't think it gets scarier than him.
You're talking about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Original.
Oh, bless you. That's my favourite film. Nightmare on Elm Street, was you talking about the original of that as well?
Yes,
the first one? Yeah, I, being the chicken that I am, I actually had a nightmare after watching the first one.
You can't help nightmares, they just come.
Anyways, Danika, thanks for coming on. You are
thank you.
Fabulous young lady.
I'm very happy. Thank you very much. That means a lot.
No problem.
It really does.
You take care of yourself, and we'll talk again.
You too. Yeah. Best of luck with everything, guys.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.